At the heart of the narcissistic dynamic is a relentless, desperate need for control. Narcissists want to be in full control at all times. This isn't just a casual preference, it's the central organizing principle of their entire personality. Their own inner world is often a landscape of chaos, insecurity, and a deeply fractured sense of self. To manage this internal turmoil, they project an iron grip onto their external world. They need to feel that they are the masters of their environment, the directors of the play. And you, unfortunately, are cast as a primary character. So their need for control isn't just about what's going on in their life, but also, and more importantly, what's going on in yours. Your life becomes an extension of theirs, a territory they must colonize and command. Specifically, they want to be in full control of your emotions. Your emotional state is the ultimate barometer of their power. It's the most direct and potent feedback they can get that their influence is working. They want to know that at any given time, they can say or do something that will completely take over your mood. This is their emotional puppetry. A backhanded compliment that leaves you confused, a sudden withdrawal of affection that makes you anxious, or a burst of manufactured rage that frightens you into compliance. They want to know they possess the power to disrupt your day. You could be having a perfectly peaceful morning, and a single text message from them can send your nervous system into a tailspin, hijacking the rest of your hours. They want to know they can change your perspective. Through tactics like gaslighting, they systematically erode your trust in your own perceptions. They will deny reality, rewrite history, and insist you are misremembering, overreacting, or being too sensitive until you begin to doubt your own sanity. And when they succeed, when they see your emotional reaction, it makes them feel special, entitled, important, and validated. Each ripple they create in your emotional pond confirms their power. A large portion of their inflated sense of self comes from their ability to influence, persuade, and manipulate other people. Without this external validation, their fragile ego threatens to collapse. They are like emotional vampires, feeding off the reactions of others to feel alive. To maintain this control, narcissists want you to believe you're in a psychological prison. This prison isn't built of stone and steel. It's constructed from fear, obligation, and guilt. Its bars are made of phrases like, "You'll be nothing without me," or "After all I've done for you." In this prison, they are the warden, and they want you to believe that they control who comes in and who gets out. They isolate you from friends and family, convincing you that they are the only one who truly understands or cares for you. But here's the fundamental truth they don't want you to discover. The prison door is not locked. They do not define the boundaries of your existence. Their authority is an illusion that you have been conditioned to accept. The moment you stop believing in their power over you, the walls of that prison begin to dissolve. Which is why focusing on your happiness isn't a simple platitude. It's a radical act of rebellion. It's survival. It is the master key to your own liberation. It's healing, because every time you choose an action that nurtures your own peace, you are actively rewiring your brain for self-compassion instead of self-abandonment. It's post-traumatic growth. It's taking the soil of your painful experiences and planting something new, something that is entirely your own. So, how do we begin this process? It starts with reclaiming your emotional autonomy. When you can maintain your mood apart from the narcissist, when your emotions are owned by you, this means you recognize that while you cannot control what they do, you have agency over how you respond. There is a sacred space between their action and your reaction, and in that space lies your power. When you aren't easily pushed out of your peace, when you can observe their attempts to provoke you without immediately taking the bait, you sever the strings of the puppet master. It drives the narcissist crazy. Your calm is a mirror reflecting their own chaos, and your stability invalidates their sense of power. They will likely escalate their attempts to get a reaction, but this is merely the desperate thrashing of a losing power. And it helps you grow stronger. This is where practical boundaries become your greatest ally. A boundary is not a punishment for them. It is a profound act of protection for you. It's a declaration that your energy, your time, and your mental health are precious resources that are no longer available for them to plunder. This might mean blocking their number, creating email filters, or learning to end conversations that become circular and manipulative. Because it shows, to them and to you, that you have more control over your thoughts and feelings than you thought you did. You begin to see that their power was never inherent, it was granted. And what is granted can be revoked. You realize that you aren't captive to their manipulations. You can see the game for what it is, and you can choose not to play. You realize that you're more than what they say you are. Their labels, too sensitive, crazy, selfish, were just tools of control. You get to define yourself. This journey proves that you are your own self-directing, self-governing, and self-sufficient person who is not bound to only think, feel, and act in response to the narcissist. You begin to rebuild your identity. You ask yourself, what did I enjoy before them? Who was I when I felt most like myself? You reconnect with old friends, rediscover forgotten hobbies, and explore new interests that are entirely for you. Your thoughts are your own. You can learn to observe them without judgment and challenge the ones that sound like the narcissist's voice. Your emotions are your own. They are valid signals from your body. Sadness, anger, joy. They are all yours to feel and to honor, not for someone else to dictate or invalidate. Your opinions are your own. You are allowed to disagree. You are allowed to have a perspective that is yours alone, built from your own experiences and values. Your intentions are your own. You get to decide what you want for your life, what your goals are, and what a meaningful existence looks like for you. Your healing is your own. It will unfold at its own pace. It is a sacred process that belongs to you and no one else. These are things the narcissist can't touch. This is your inner sanctuary, your sovereign territory. Today, carry this with you. My thoughts and feelings are my own. Repeat it to yourself when you feel your old programming kick in. Write it down. Let it be your anchor in moments of doubt, and see how this truth helps you feel more empowered, stable, and secure. This is not just about surviving abuse. It's about building a life so full of your own peace, joy, and purpose that there is simply no room left for their chaos. Your freedom is not something they grant you. It is something you claim, and you can start claiming it today.